It's day 3 of Gamescom, the last day of our coverage. I'm Tam2.
I'm Dorn.
That's your name.
It's me.
And what are you going to do today?
I'm going to talk about another one of my favorite games. Yesterday I got to talk about Life is Strange, and today I'm talking about The Sims. Yeah, specifically one more favorite thing of mine, which is cats. There's also dogs, but...
The Cats and Dogs expansion.
Cats, yeah, exactly, so...
Well, my day is all about speed. I've got Need for Speed Payback coming up and Ace Combat 7 in VR. But before we do all that, we're here at the Activision Blizzard stand, where we're going to start off with some Overwatch. We're going to talk some shop with Rachel Day, the visual effects artist, and we're going to look back at the past year of Overwatch. Let's go. So, it's been a year later. Overwatch is a huge success and everyone loves it. What's it been like for you the past year?
It's been incredible. I mean, when we were making the game, we knew we were coming out with a good product. It was something that we really enjoyed playing ourselves, but we had no idea how enthusiastically the players would handle it too. So it's been incredible to watch the way it grew and how people really embraced it.
So visual effects is what you do for Overwatch.
Yeah, I've touched just about every single character and all of the UI, but a few standout moments. Arissa's effects were a lot of fun for me to make. I had pretty complete freedom on making those visually, which was nice. And Hanzo's dragons are something I'm very proud of.
No way.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
You're the reason I die in style.
Yes, there you go. We've actually been pleasantly surprised by the way the community's picked up our characters. Something funny that we had to put back in the game was, of course, Diva. We came out with this character, this really strong, bold character, and the community took her and turned her into a gremlin and eating Doritos, and so we had to put that back in the game. Seeing stuff like that where the community just embraces the characters and makes them their own is really exciting for us as developers.
In the past year, the community has found a lot of little details in the levels and everything, and in the lore. Are there things that we haven't found yet that you're like, I wonder when they're gonna find out about that?
I wish I could say that was true, but everybody is so invested in looking at the levels and looking at the characters and listening to the voice lines. Those things get picked up within the first week. It feels like every single time.
Wow. Okay, so what was so you've said that you've worked on pretty much all the characters and that the standout things you had, but what was your most favorite thing to work on?
Honestly, every time we come with a new character idea, it's really exciting to think, how are we going to make that visually stand out? I think working on May for me was a challenge, but it was a challenge I was pretty excited to face. We ended up changing her effects quite a few times to come out with where they are now, and I'm really happy with the way it ended up.
Yeah, speaking of May, you guys just released the cinematic for her.
We did.
Which had a lot of backstory. Could you tell us a little bit more about that, how that came together?
Yeah, when we're working with our story and development team, we're bouncing back and forth between the cinematics, Blizzard Animation Group, and the team, and trying to get the most story that we can out. We've teased a little bit of May's backstory with her her blogs and things like that in the past, so it was really interesting for us to be able to dig a little bit deeper and maybe show you a little bit of why she is how she is and how she made her gun, which I thought was really cool that we were able to show the time lapse of that. It's a really fun moment.
The effects that you make for the game also translate into cinematics like that, being even more epic.
Yeah, it's incredible with the May cinematic, watching their version of Ice Wall. It's pretty cool. It's really cool.
Just 1 or 2 more kills, and the U.S., they've done it. They are going to BlizzCon.
It's insane watching people get excited about other people playing. It's incredible, and it's incredible to watch on our end too. And I think there's a lot of stuff that we can do going forward to make that a better experience for everybody as well.
All right, Gamescom has truly kicked off now. The crowd is getting bigger and bigger. It is absolutely swamped in here.
You said crowds.
Yeah.
That means a lot of people.
Good job, Tam2, it does.
I'm getting to something here, because a lot of people means a lot of lines.
Yeah.
There are a lot of booths here.
Yeah.
With a lot of lines.
Yeah.
I want to challenge you to something.
Okay.
Let's see who can find the longest line here at Gamescom.
All right.
And And since I'm kind of thirsty,
What else is new?
shush. Since I'm thirsty, I say loser buys the winner a drink.
All right,
Yeah?
let's go.
All right. Whoa, hey, you must be a pro for waiting in line because you have a chair.
Yes, it's the 7th time I am in the Gamescom, at the Gamescom.
How long have you been waiting in line?
2 hours for Life is Strange.
2 hours for Life is Strange? You hear that, Dorn? 2 hours.
We are gaming for games.
Excellent.
I see you've got your equipment gear with you.
I do, yeah.
So how long have you been waiting?
I don't know actually, no, to be honest. I think it was like 20 minutes or so.
I see. So 20 minutes is not that long, right? What is the longest queue you've had?
I'd say we judge it really, but I think it's like 2 hours, 2 hours and a half is the longest queue.
Hi, how long have you been waiting in line?
Approximately something like 30 minutes or so until now, and now we will have to wait 20 minutes again, maybe so something like an hour.
So only an hour, huh?
Yeah.
Hi, I see you've decided to sit down.
Yeah, I'm waiting here for Battlefront 2.
Yeah?
Play it, yes.
How long do you think it's going to take before you get to play?
I mean, 2.5 hours, I think.
Hi, excuse me. Hi, what's your name?
Kai.
Hi. You do realize that you're gonna wait 3 hours right now, right?
Yeah, but it's totally worth it, so I'm down.
Yeah, 3 hours for Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah.
3 hours for Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah, 3 hours.
3 hours. But you, it's worth it?
Yeah, it's totally worth it.
I can confirm it's worth it. So good luck with the next 3 hours. You're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, that's like 2 hours and 50 minutes now.
Yeah.
Progress. I think I got this. I think I got this. I'm getting my drink.
You're standing here for Far Cry 5, huh? So how long do you think the line is going to be?
Like 2 hours or so, and it's so long.
Oh no, so what do you do to pass the time?
We watch some Netflix and videos and go on social medias. And yes, we try with this to pass the time very fast.
Yeah, you just try to make a good time out of it, right?
Hi.
Hi.
How'd it go?
Pretty well, I think, yeah.
Okay, so ladies first, what was your longest?
2.5 hours.
3 hours of Call of Duty. You owe me a drink.
Also, my ears were tingling. Did you say something about Life is Strange?
No. No.
All right, I guess I owe you a drink.
Yeah.
As you guys may or may not know, I am a huge Sims fan, and a few days ago there were 2 products announced by EA for The Sims 4, namely the console version and a new expansion pack called Cats and Dogs, in which we're finally able to get pets in The Sims 4. So we're here to talk to 2 of the producers of the game and learn more about The Sims 4 for the console and Cats and Dogs.
What have you done so far? Are you satisfied?
We were looking at the game together a little bit earlier, but will the console version of the game be a carbon copy of the PC version?
I don't think carbon copy is quite fair, but I certainly hope it's hard to tell the difference when you see it side by side. Visually, you're getting the ultra PC specs, so it looks as good as anyone's ever seen The Sims on a console, that's for sure. You know, there's a couple changes we've had to make to support moving to a controller from the PC. A couple UI elements have been rearranged, but every gameplay feature that we have on the PC is available on the console, and that includes every free update we've given to our PC players for the last 3.5 years. All of them are in the console version right on the day we release. It's Sims 4 circa 2017.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the process of bringing The Sims 4 to the console?
Yeah, so it's a bit daunting at first, especially this is the first time we've ever kind of approached it and said we want it to be the same game. And so usually we can do a lot of heavy UI changes and really rework a bunch of things to think about the console audience. And because we wanted to make sure that the live service and this free updates we keep making, we want future free updates to come to the console as well, and we want future DLC to make its way. It kind of created a brand new problem for us of how do we take that same game but still make a controller feel like, oh, this is great, this is how I want to play this. So that's definitely sat at the heart of our biggest challenge. There's obviously some engineering challenges around working on different target specs, but PC has a lot of challenge with everyone has a different computer. PS4s are PS4s. Like, everyone's got the same specs, so we have different challenges.
And I'm thrilled to officially announce that this fall, PC Mac players worldwide can enjoy the Sims 4 Cats and Dogs expansion pack.
All right, so on Monday, you guys announced The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, and the whole world cheered in unison. What was it like to develop this particular expansion pack for The Sims 4?
Long. We've been working on it for a very long time. There's also a lot of pressure because it's the most anticipated pack, and it's the one that has the most expectations. And so we've been working for a very long time to make sure that it's very good, that it'll exceed expectations. But it was a huge relief to finally talk about it on Monday, because it's been a long time coming. Yeah,
what was the reaction like?
It's been very strong. The trailer has been viewed 1 million times. People love GIF Palm. People love seeing Lindsay up on stage, especially mixed in with all the Battlefield and all the other stuff. And here's The Sims talking about dogs. And it was, it was exactly the thing they hoped that we would announce. And so it was good that, yep, this time we actually showed you the exact thing you wanted to see.
And are all the objects from all expansion packs and base game compatible with the pets? Can they interact with them?
They interact with a lot of stuff. I don't want to say all, but like, for example, we made it so that cats can jump on all the surfaces. So you'll see your cats get up on the fridge and hide under there. Your dogs can jump up at the counter to eat food off of it. Your cats will sleep under the bed or hide under the bed. So we tried to make sure, because part of the thing that makes dogs and cats so funny in real life is how they, have animosity and fears of certain things. And so we tried to emulate that as much as possible with their behaviors in game.
Let's hang an anchor from the sun.
For my last question, something you've undoubtedly heard 100 times, but do you have any plans to bring horses to The Sims 4, like in Sims 3?
Maybe. It's definitely something we're thinking about. We have a lot of different packs we're still planning, and so we can't talk about them now, obviously, but folks should stick around because we have a lot of cool stuff still coming down the pipe.
All right, good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Swinging from the fire escape. Swinging from the fire escape.
Well, she's still playing Sims because that's her thing. Meanwhile, my thing is Need for Speed Payback, and it's right behind me. I'm going to try and see if I can check it out.
All right, get me out of here, man. Move. They're closing the road ahead. A small window on the left. You sure I'm going to fit? Plenty of room.
All right, so we all know how I feel about The Sims 4, but there's other Electronic Arts games, surprisingly.
Because you feel right at home here, don't you, here at EA with the Sims stuff?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, did you build your own house yet here? Did you buy some real estate here yet?
No.
Did you paint some cats here?
Who would paint cats?
I know, I heard you could do that in Sims.
He doesn't know. Just forgive him.
I don't know. I was too busy checking out Need for Speed Payback.
Yeah. What is that like?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah, it's like Need for Speed has always been, an arcade racer, right? So compared to Gran Turismo, compared to Forza, I want to say Motorsport, it's always about simulated driving, but I was always, just hit X and drive. Now, this is the new Need for Speed, where they brought back a more story-based campaign.
How does that work?
Well, basically, there's a story, and it involves your characters, and they're all drivers most of the time, and you have to do all these race missions. So, in this one in particular, we did the campaign that they showed in all the trailers, they showed in all gameplay stuff. So, I finally got my hands on it, and basically, you have someone in your car as well, and you have to, for example, you have to drive up to a truck so they can climb out of your car to jump in that truck and, steal it. game is pretty much like a heist movie, but just a driving part. And that's what I've always loved about Need for Speed. It was like just, okay, it's just more than just driving in pretty locations, but sometimes they try to, you know, throw this Fast and Furious-esque story into it and, you know, make it a little bit more Hollywood. And that's, you know, that low bar kind of entertainment, you know, tickles my fancy.
I got this.
So the demo only included the campaign and the race, so none of that car building. I'm sure as we get close to release, we'll get to try that out. But for now, the campaign was what you saw in the gameplay trailer so far, doing that heist with another character. You know, just to give you a real feel of what the story campaign is like. And the other part was just, you know, a simple race in the car that they just unveiled during Gamescom. So that's the only new thing here, the new BMW M5. I don't know if that says anything to you. Yeah, well, it's a really fancy German car here in Gamescom, so I guess this is the perfect place to unveil it.
Heck, did you see that? I did. So, let's get you home. Sounds good to me.
All in all, it looks good, and I can't wait to play it, actually.
One more question. What do you think the title is about?
Payback?
Yeah.
It's all got everything to do with the campaign.
Your bad car stealing life. You're gonna get paid back for it.
Well, it's not your wife, I think.
No, life.
Oh. I mean, it is a female villain in this campaign.
Good. Feminism.
Yeah, man. No, the campaign is actually chapter 2 from the campaign, so there's already shit going on, and you want payback.
All right.
For shit that she pulled, because usually in heist movies, there's always some backstabbing.
Right.
So, Need for Speed Payback, I'm looking forward to it.
They're coming at you. Really? I didn't notice. All right then. Let's try to keep up.
On a mission, no other way they can stop them now.
Spare 8, do not engage the enemy. Negative.
So my day today is all about speed, and here at Bandai Namco, I just got off the VR demo of Ace Combat 7. That was the main reason why I wanted to try this out, because flying in an actual cockpit is all about that feeling, and that's exactly what this game did. The big draw about Ace Combat 7 is the weather effects. Now, they put a lot of work into not just the wind, the rain, but flying through storms, flying through turbulence, icing on your windows, and fog on the ground. Those are all things that you have to keep in account here. Now, at first, I thought it was going to be, oh, you know, I'll just fly around, going through the skies. But having the VR headset on, looking around, and realizing you're flying towards the sea, holy crap, that sensation is exactly what doing things like that in VR is all about.
Trigger, engage. I managed to catch a glimpse of the 3 strikes.
Because I tried it out on PlayStation VR, the graphic fidelity wasn't quite as good as you could expect it to be on like an Oculus or a Vive, but like I said before, the experience was all the same. The sensation of not being able to see anything just still gives you a huge panic if you realize you're crashing down into the ocean. So it might be a little bit toned down graphic-wise if you play it in VR. I watched it at a regular non-VR booth, and it still looks pretty amazing for a flying game.
I have visual. Arsenal bird confirmed. This should prove to be fun.
So I gotta say, I'm just really impressed with the weather effects as they promoted it so much. As I was flying through the clouds, all of a sudden the window that I was using so much to look around in because of the VR was iced all over, and I couldn't see a damn thing. So it's pretty scary at times, but the experience altogether is really great for Ace Combat 7, and I'm looking forward to trying it out soon. And that's it. We're at the end of our coverage of Gamescom. Why are you looking so sad, Dorn?
I don't actually know. I am very much looking forward to not having to get up at 5 a.m. But games are nice, and Gamescom is really cool, so I am sad about that.
Yeah, it is. It's always an experience. You know, you go in there thinking there's gonna be so many people, that crowd.
Yeah.
But when you get down to it, you know, I'm still happy that I did everything at the end.
Yep.
So speaking of that, what were your highlights of Gamescom?
Well, I'm glad you said highlights because I do have a few, or two, I guess, because I got to talk about some of my favorite games, Sims 4 and Life is Strange, and it was amazing to meet the people behind it and talk to them and notice that they're just as passionate as I am. I am a consumer, but they're the people that make the game, and I love talking to them about it. And I also got to experience the Life is Strange presentation with a friend of mine who also really, really loves the game, so that was so nice. It was like the three of us in a little room with this guy who was talking about the game, and it felt really intimate and it really suits the game. So I don't know, those were just definitely my favorite things.
Well, for me, it's always seeing new things, but mostly seeing people that are familiar to me. Like I said at the beginning of the coverage, that's one of the most favorite things for me at Gamescom. Just hanging out with familiar faces, having a drink with them, or just really quickly catching them as we go to the next appointment. Game-wise, I just can't stop thinking about Mario, Rabbids, and Kingdom Battle. I know it's coming out next week. I can put it on our Switch and just play it, and that's like the only game that I got out of this that I really want. I've been really impressed with Biomutant, and geez, there's just and it's always fun to interview Japanese people. I know Tim hates it because he always feels like, oh, it's gonna take forever because of all the translating. But at the same time, you feel like you see how patient Japanese people actually really are because of all the interpreting. So that's always funny to see. And slowly I can tick off more boxes of people to interview from Square Enix, Japanese people. There's only one more person, and that's Nomura Tetsuya. Come to Gamescom next year. Onegaishimasu.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
We really hope you enjoyed our coverage of Gamescom, which isn't over yet. There's still the Saturday for consumers. So if you're around and think of dropping by Gamescom, we hope our coverage helped you give an impression of what the deal is all about.
And stay tuned because we'll be posting the full interviews next week.
So keep it here on Zooming Games. I'm Tam2.
I'm Dorn.
And we will see you at the next Gamescom next year.